What's happening, YouTube? It's your boy JD Trades, and I'm bringing you another pre-market open analysis. As always, guys, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that post notification to get notified whenever I post a new video. Anyways, let's move straight into it, guys. Okay, cool. So it is a new week. I do believe there's a lot of trading opportunities this week, and I think it's going to be an amazing week. So, guys, if you want to join me, link to my Telegram, my free Telegram's in the description box down below. Let's get straight into it. Let's talk about the dollar and what setups I have for the dollar for the week ahead. So, looking at the dollar pre-NFP. During NFP, I did host a live stream last week, Friday, talking about exactly what the picture may potentially be. And, not to blow my own horn, but it did play out perfectly, right? Now, depending on how the daily candle closed, we are looking for a bullish dollar for the rest of this week, okay? Because it is a new week, we are going to look at the weekly candle. Now, last week's weekly high is going to be the target for this week. We're going to see if we can break last week's weekly high. Now, if we turn attention over to the 4 hour time frame, you can see there that we had with this swing here, we had a pretty deep pullback here at the 88%, but then we've of course wicked all the way straight back up. As always, I always tell you guys, wicks do the damage, the bodies tell the story. Now, this 4 hour imbalance will be the first target. Of course, we're going to look at previous swing highs as well as a target. Early doors market open, so on Sunday. I wouldn't mind, even potentially on Monday too, guys, right? I wouldn't mind to see if we get potentially price retesting this 5 minute imbalance here that we worked into to go long on the dollar last week, Friday. Okay. So by the way, guys, look, the live stream is all pre-recorded. It's on the channel. If you go to my live stream playlist, you can go to last week Friday's live stream. Okay. So I want to see us potentially get a dip back down into this 5 minute imbalance and then see a push to the upside. All right, let's turn our attention over to Euro USD. Now, with EU guys, okay, we've had quite a few sweeps, right, of liquidity. We had this 2 hour, these 2 hourly up candles. We had a push to the downside. We had a test, and then we dropped off. Okay. We had this 1 hour candle to work inside of, but as you guys can see, right, we also took out the liquidity resting, okay, above these highs right here. Now, with us doing that, this high here, okay, if you look at the bottom there, this was majority of the Asia session. Okay, then we came into London Open. Okay, London Open, we didn't actually manage to sweep that high. Okay, and we dipped down. Come New York Open, that NFP news release, we swept that high. We also swept this high as well. Okay, we ended up playing back into this hourly area that we played into prior. Now, if we head down to the 15 minute, you may see it better on the 5 minute, okay? You can see we had that high, we had that low, we had the lower high. I don't want to see price potentially break this high above here and potentially even this high. I kind of want to see us start to slip, slide, trying to provide for me. For who? No, I'm playing. I kind of want to see price continue to drop to the downside, okay? When I look at the economic calendar to my left here, we do have the ECB's interest rate decision on Thursday for the euro, so that should be very interesting. However, the main high impact news that is going to take precedent for most of the week is CPI, okay? So our inflation data, of course, there's been a lot of talks about decreasing the interest rate for the dollar by 0.50 basis points, but we'll see how that kind of plays out, okay? But yeah, for Euro USD, for the euro, it does look like from Wednesday would be a pretty good day to start seeing majority and the bulk of the moves happen. Let's move on to gold. Next up is gold. With gold, we've had a pretty interesting week last week, and I do believe this week is going to be a lot easier to look at and look for trades. Last week was a very technical week. It might have been a little bit difficult for majority of traders, right? Now, when we look at the wick to the upside, or we look at this sweep of this low here last week, right? This sweep took out the liquidity resting here, and then we started to rally to the upside. Okay, so usually when price takes out a low, it tends to go for the opposite end and go for a high. And as you can see that we didn't break all-time highs that I was expecting for gold. We in fact did wick above the highs and then we started to drop back to the downside. Now, with that evidence in play, remember, obviously, when you are looking at the market, you need to have a storyline to follow. You need to have, you know, a storyline you're working in terms of understanding what has price done prior and using that information to understand what price is most likely to do in the future. Okay. Now, when we look at the 15-minute time frame, you can see here we had a high point, low high, lower low. So ideally, I don't want to see us break above this lower high here. I want to see us work inside of this range here. Okay. This high point in between this low point. So if I grab my fib tool and I measure from the high to the low, okay? I'm gonna look in and around, ab above the 62% fib retracement there. However, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually get a move a lot sooner inside this area here. Okay, that's also very possible, but I think what's going to be a lot more higher probable if we get a slightly deeper retracement there on gold. So looking around the 0.62% Fibonacci retracement. Okay. Other than that, guys, we've talked through gold, the euro, and the dollar. Okay, especially for gold, there's a lot of downside potential. For um the dollar, there's a lot of upside potential. And as I'm always going to remind you guys, all of this and more trade setups, trade analysis, trade ideas, all posted inside of my free Telegram. Link to the free Telegrams in the description box down below. And as always, remember theory behind the practice. It's been your boy JD Trades, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.